Guys, I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm pretty messed up since hearing of the news of David Wilcock's death. I started following him in 2011, just before 2012. I wasn't following him much in recent years, but checking in on him from time to time. And I did not agree with a lot of the stuff that he talked about. And I did not agree with his spiritual stand on things. He was a little too new agey for me. But I'm really messed up over it. I'm kind of fighting back tears. So hopefully I can get through this video. Because I wanted to say the reasons why this one really hit home. And first of all, I don't believe that he was suicidal or that he killed himself on purpose. As soon as I heard the accounts, sorry, you're gonna have a cat in the video. This is Tarzan, guys. This is Tarzan. He's a little bit of an attention whore, but just trying to find a quiet space where I can make this short video. The reason why I'm upset is because David Wilcock was definitely a targeted individual. My husband, Tavon, is a targeted individual, electronically targeted. I am a targeted individual through cyber online harassment campaigns. So when I heard Corey Good describe the things that David has gone through, the things that he was trying to tell people was happening to him, also the things that I have seen with my own eyes, the disgusting, deplorable behavior of people when they get behind their computer screen and they start making videos and saying stuff, calling people names. But the level of harassment, I've been through all of it. I'm going to be putting out a video pretty soon of an interview that I did with Sabine McNeil, who played a very large role in the Hampstead case in Hampstead, England, with the two whistleblower children talking about satanic ritual abuse and pedophile rings run by celebrities and politicians and things. So I was targeted by the same group. I was put in that same targeted program. My husband was put in that same targeted program, probably because he's former military, and also because, big one, ding, 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 our family works in free energy. We worked in free energy. We open sourced a machine. So we were all involved, going to the conferences, talking to other inventors. So when you work in this line of work and you are privy to these types of things, you get targeted. And it gets very real. And there's a reason why I left the country, for my own peace and protection and sanity. So when I heard about what happened to David Wilcock, and I watched his last live that he did just hours before his death, and I read, he was having a mental episode, according to the reports. Look, I don't have any proof of this. I'm just grasping at straws. I'm just telling you what I know and I understand, being a targeted individual and watching my family member go through the targeting, okay? And understanding the technology. Because they have things called brain-computer interfaces. They have networks, mesh networks. They have microwave weapons. They have the ability to put voices inside of your head, and they can do other things too, like control your thoughts, brain control, mind control. I'm not using any formal terms here, but you can look up all the technologies. We've been teaching about it for the last 10, 15 years. This is all part of the new biodigital convergence technologies, the emerging technologies. These are weapons that you cannot see. These are technologies that can control people. And let's look at the backgrounds behind the different programs like Tavistock, the psychological operations and manipulation that comes out of Tavistock, JTRIG, GCHQ, all these programs. This has been a long totalitarian tiptoe of control. And so I heard about this, I looked at the facts, and my thoughts were, okay, they could have been torturing him electronically. They could have been beaming voices into his head. They could use things like the Internet of Behaviors. I asked questions like, what kind of satellites were latched onto his house at the time that this happened? Because if you look at this man, when he ended his life, he was happy. He had been feeling well, but there was nothing. It was like a sudden thing came on him. I asked those questions. Somebody wrote a comment that they want to hear the 911 call, because yeah, we need to hear the 911 call. Autopsy reports, bullet trajectory. Was the cop wearing a body cam? Was there a dash cam? We need more forensics on this, and what kind of signals were being beamed into that area at that time? Was there implants? Did he have implants going on? Because think about it, guys. Look, these crazy school shooters, right? They go, they're fine, they're normal, they keep to themselves a little bit, and then all of a sudden somebody switches on a switch, and they're like a sleeper cell that just wakes up and they go nuts. They shoot a bunch of kids and then they shoot themselves, and it's like they don't even have control over it. They've made movies about this, where somebody is making them shoot themselves. I remember a couple of shows where they literally showed that. The person had no control. I think it was like Stargate. Might have been Stargate or one of those different shows that had to do with UFOs and space aliens and stuff. That was the theme through the show, is that people were killing themselves and they weren't able to control it. So these are the things that go through my mind. Then I look at the reports. This amazing report that was put out showing all the different scientists that have disappeared and where they worked, what they were working on. They were working on things from NASA. Our energy project had some people from NASA working on it about 10 years ago when we were really public about it. So I've been around these circles of people. I've sat at the table with engineers from the big military companies, retired engineers, a lot of them. So I've been around this stuff. I understand the lingo a little bit. That's why it hits too close to home. And the thing that I'm not going to cry at this part. I'm just try to say this very carefully. Don't mind the farm animal noises in the background. But when I heard about this, I got really upset because it reminded me of having to watch my husband go through it. You don't know what it's like. When somebody is being targeted that you love and you can't see the weapon, nobody believes them, and everybody makes you think like you're crazy, and to know that it's all by design. So going through that, probably one of the hardest things in my life. But we survived it. Because we have faith in God. We have faith in Jesus Christ. We love Jesus. We love the Bible. We read it, follow it, and pray every day. And that's what gets us through the really, really hard times. I wrote a comment course I pray for David's family and friends as they grieve his loss. Of course I do. And I want to send comfort to all of them. And like I said, I didn't agree with everything that he said all the time, but nobody deserves to be a targeted individual. He was targeted like so many people are that I know, and nobody deserves this. So I made a statement about how nobody deserves it, and the other people on the other side of these weapons that they're using on us, may they all rot in hell. And of course, I get a comment on that statement saying, I wouldn't wish hell on anyone, no matter how bad. And it's like, and I admit, yeah, I'm weak, but when you watch your loved ones go through it, I'm not saying I wish you were in hell. I'm just stating the facts. If you're on the other side of these weapons and you're doing this to humans, that's where you will end up. That is a fact. And don't get mad at me, because I said it. I didn't say it. The Bible says it. God says it. That's where you will end up. So I'm just proclaiming the facts about your future, should you be one of these people on the other side of this weapon system that is doing this to millions of innocent people. It's torture. But we press through and we prevail. We will prevail and we will press through. Anyway, this message is a little sloppy and I'm sorry. I'm just trying really hard not to cry. I'm pretty messed up over it, guys. And I really hope that this is enough to make people wake up to the fact that targeting is very real. And, you know, anybody that's trying to do something about it, please support them. Anybody that's trying to heal from it, please support them. And I try really hard not to curse. But for all of you pieces of shit on the internet that are writing horrible things after a man died, shame on you. Shame on you. What the hell is wrong with you? I can't believe some of the stuff that I'm seeing. I don't care if you didn't like him. I don't care if you think you can call him all the names you want. But he was murdered by weapons, by electronic weapons. And how do you sleep at night? It's just wrong. Anyway, more videos to come, guys. Got a busy weekend. Got a lot of content coming out. And I just pray for justice for people like David and for all the targeted individuals out there that have gone through this for, in some cases, decades. I just had a phone call with somebody who's been a targeted individual for 60 years. And heard about another one, 35 years, targeted individual living under this program. And we will be doing a live call with some targeted individual groups in these different communities, these support groups, to try to share our experiences and help people the best that we can with just everything we've learned over the last 15 years of researching this and trying to come up with any solution that we can, and telling people what things worked, what things didn't work, and, you know, and lots of things have really worked to lessen the targeting and allow us to survive. So we just want to share that. But in the face of this, it's, I don't know, maybe it's the right time. What's it going to take for people to take targeted individuals seriously? And for any piece of shit on the internet that is saying horrible things, you are part of the problem. Don't make me name names. There's too many people, but I've seen all your smut videos, all your trolling videos. You know, it's like you're part of the program. No, you're not just part of the problem. You're part of their program. They sent you out. It's part of the targeting, is the cyber stalking and the cyberbullying, in addition to the electronic weapons. You know, they use it all together. And of course, behind all of it is a demonic presence, whatever you want to call that. Demons, Satan. I think it's Satan. But remember, greater is he that lives within you than he that is in the world. Amen.